This is, I suppose I probably should have waited to hear more of what Carrie Cassidy and Gail of Gaia were talking about because the both of them, but certainly Carrie Cassidy spent more time of her energy, bless the girl's heart, of using her time and energy to gather data from all the sources that she has available to her and the sources that come to her to provide her information to try and put that out there, right? Put information out there that at least has a grain of truth to it. Okay, so you know, I've said this forever since I was a little kid. I will know how successful we are because I will experience it through my heart and my soul and the essence of my spirit. So, in other words, we have a team. Okay, the cavalry showed up. So I've said this before. It's like when you come in and I've anchored, bang, we're here, right? Okay. So they know if you think of special forces, okay, have special spiritual abilities, okay, because this is spiritual warfare, okay. So the difficulty in trying to map the warfare terrain in any kind of spiritual war, including all the videos I sort of did today in piecemeal. So my response to her, because you can experience the frustration, because if you wanted, and I've said this before many years ago, that if we were going to, if you will, produce on the visible light spectrum or visually or come to know changes that are actually taking place that you thus experience, it gives you reason to go jump up and down and feel like you're an exceptionally excited kid and you're on fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're doing it. They're getting it done. They're getting it done. Okay. We're not out there on the airways like Blaze Media with Glenn Beck, or Bill O'Reilly with Fox News when he was there, right? The NBC and the CBS, okay? I monitor those networks to see the changes that is coming out of them based on the math codes that they're running through their voice box of the words and the arrangements in which they come out of them, that you can see how counter space works with positive space because you're dealing with AI warfare. Okay, remember, what is intelligence? Intelligence is providing you data based on what? Enemy troop movements. What are they doing? Are we able to read their mail? Do we know what they're doing before they know what they're doing? Stuff like that. Okay, because now you're into a game, because that's what war is. War is a game between opponents. Okay, so what you want first and foremost, anybody of any command level in any war theater needs information in order to make a decision. Right? Okay. Otherwise, he's running blind. So when you have something that can operate on an artificial intelligence level to map the battle terrain, the battlefield, right? And it's scanning biometric data, which means it's compiling data upon which it processes and provides data, like through NSA and CIA and all the rest of them. They get all the data. Now these generals that run this stuff, and not just on a planetary level, but an intergalactic level, okay, by the forces that have been aligned against the one. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Okay. So what we're dealing with here is data. Okay. Acquisition of data, which is intelligence. Okay. I used this example once before. For example, when I get an Instagram, I know who's sending me that. Where are you going next? Okay. So it's like the obvious. Okay. If they knew, they wouldn't ask me, would they? Because they're not going to waste their time and energy on something they're not going to find out, would they? See how that works? And so when you're a lawnmower, when you're running a high-speed router, right, because you're running at a higher speed than the data that they're collecting through us, means that we're faster than they are, okay, at collecting data. Or if you will, fixing a system. Because of who we're associated with by virtue of the network that we know how to set up, that they don't because of who they are versus who we are. Right? So that would be, as I've mentioned it using military terms, okay, or special forces, okay, that have been around a little while, that know how to do spiritual energetic work, repair, which is obviously, now we're dealing with sparks, right? Sparks, the Godhead, the Father of all mankind, if you will, the one, right? So you realize that when eternity, okay, the cosmic level spirit is present, okay, then that spirit, when my spirit went cosmic, it means that that cosmic level spirit that is in the grid is able to connect to a much larger star-based network, right, of communications, opening up communications. And then that allows others to communicate with us in spirit to do repairs so that others can now wake up and realize the spiritual work that is being done, okay, like within a containment zone. So you have like safe zones, right? It's like logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out, log into the system, do the work while you're here, and then you log out, bye, and gone. So you have to be ahead of the game, which is known as a learning speed curve. And I've mentioned this many times about how learning speed, learning how magnets and mirrors work so that you become faster, if you will, in vibration to be able to experience being the one, right? And so that is the built-in fail-safe. Okay. It is. So it's like, relax. They know what's here. It's much in the same way when Patty Broussard described once how it's easy to blow up an artifact, but when there's an oversoul and a powerful spirit and a goddess, you can't blow the planet up. See? So when you have source, cosmic level spirit, that's in a planet ship that essentially is an eternal being, you can't put that fire out. So that allows spirits connected to other spirits that know how to build a tree network, right, of communications that are going to connect to our heart and our soul. The heart, the biggest pipe, wide open. So that's an open receiver. A cosmic level spirit is a cosmic level receiver and transmitter of spiral crystal. So this is a rose heart, breath of the rose. Pick roses, baby. I'm running pick roses right now. See? So, you know, this isn't like a conventional warfare where you're simply dealing with guys in army uniforms with walkie-talkies, you know, talking back to some guy in a tent with a radio set. Okay? That's like fake little plastic diorama movie sets playing military. I mean, when I used to realize at what level that kind of stuff was actually operating at, it's like you need to remove that out of memory and realize that that's not how Star Wars, or if you will, cosmic level stuff is actually taking place when you're dealing with artificial intelligence. Okay? Doesn't work that way. So artificial intelligence, when you realize what the fractures and the fractures and the fractures and the fragments come together to form the mental pathway, which essentially is a dead planet. Okay? Doesn't experience being a cosmic level spirit, right? A Godhead, a real one. You know, the source from which all love and life are born out of. That much energy, which is represented by that much love and living spirit. See? So what it means is it knows that it can't compete against that, which means it's game over. I mentioned this in a number of videos about dealing with artificial intelligence. They don't predate us. They don't exist without us, and they know that. They are that intelligent to know that. So they game you. They're gamers. They're war gamers. This one is a war gamer. Okay? That's what it's doing. Remember war games? So it's gaming. So it's providing intelligence. Okay? And then they use that intelligence to make a move. But you have the artificial intelligence that already knows how to make the moves, and you're seeing all the moves that it was making through their drones, flying chemtrail airplanes. Okay? Those are its assets. Okay? It uses assets, okay, in which to deploy those assets to wage war against souls and spirits. Okay? That's the game it plays. Because what it means is you have something that went dead. Okay? So it's dead light. So you have dead light that's using dead light in order to use its dead light assets in order to wage war against something that's living and alive in spirit. Okay? So it loses by default. Okay? Otherwise, it destroys itself because it's running on finite energy. And we don't run on finite energy. Okay? You know, so it's not learning very fast, is it? You want to play another game? It doesn't know how to do anything other than play another game because it's binary. Opposing sides, snake eyes. Snake eyes, okay? Snake eyes. Coral snake, neurotoxins, right? Yeah, ooh, bit me in the leg, right? They didn't ever have any snakes over on the island of Kauai, did they? So what did Captain Cook bring into that island? Diseased state of mind? Anyway, thank you, Miss Carrie Cassidy, for just letting you know that there are spiritual beings doing spiritual, energetic work. We do not wear uniforms or work on behalf of the all creation. It began with what love is because love is the law. So we do what represents love is the law to bring everything back into balance, bring everything back into harmony, bring everything back into sinus rhythm so that we can all experience what love is, which is what the law is. It goes on forever, gifting you all love. That's the truth of it.